Hey everyone, I'm Jelsy. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite moments from episode 5 of season 8 of One Calls the Heart. Episode 5 is titled What the Heart Wants. It was written by Elizabeth Stewart and directed by Mike Roll. I know I've said this before, but still in episode 5, this rings true. It's been a roller coaster.
Enjoy the ride!
And I know that it'll continue to be, which I'm excited for. And what I've seen is a lot of character growth, which is awesome. You know, some of these characters we've seen for 8 seasons and they're still growing, and we've seen in this season so many levels. So let's talk about some of my favorite moments from episode 5. First, Elizabeth says some really beautiful words towards Robert because he is graduating, like he finished school. So she says she's very proud of him. And then Robert, to Elizabeth's surprise, Robert says that he couldn't have done it without her. And he hugs her, and then he says, well, don't tell anyone I hugged you. He was just really grateful to her for helping him through all these years. Rosemary just opened a letter that says that Dottie is considering selling the dress shop. She is totally caught off guard by that. Then Lee comes in the dress shop, Rachel is there as well, and Lee invites them to dinner for trout at the saloon. And Rachel leaves to take a walk, and then Rosemary explains to Lee what is happening, and Lee is like, I still have a job, you don't have to work. And Rosemary is like, what? Because Rosemary really likes to work. So she's like, but what if I want to work? And Rosemary is just not having it. And then she says, go stuff your trout, which was hilarious. I understand the seriousness that Rosemary has in terms of working and being a woman who works. But what she says really was so funny. Then at this moment, Bill comes in the barbershop and Molly doesn't want him to see her. And then she just covers her face, thinking that Bill won't know it's her. Bill knows it's her. Then Clara and Molly keep talking. Clara grabs the flat iron and she just leaves it there. And I'm over here freaking out because I'm like, Clara, you're not moving your flat iron. It's gonna burn Molly's hair. In that exact moment, Clara just takes that flat iron out and it just has Molly's hair stuck to it. She burned a piece of Molly's hair. And Molly just gives the scream of her life. So she had this parent-teacher conference at school, so she was expecting all the parents to come so she could talk to them about their kids and their progress at school and how they've been doing, but the only parent who didn't go was Nathan. I think Elizabeth was disappointed in him for not going. I say that this scene really was a roller coaster in itself because it really began cold and intense. Nathan seemed very indifferent, like his attitude was like, okay, tell me what's happening quickly. It was really important for Elizabeth to, okay, in this moment we set aside what's been going on between us and this whole thing, and let's talk about Allie. And Elizabeth asks him, like, what was the reason he didn't attend the parent-teacher conference? And he was like, so Allie and I went fishing. And Elizabeth is like in shock because she thought he missed it because of something important and not something that they could have done in any time. Elizabeth talks to Nathan about having Allie take an advanced math course. She says, hey, you're like Allie's father. You'll be the measure of the quality of a man that she'll look for to marry. And Nathan hears this and you can see it in his face that he's like, I really made a mistake. And he says it. He apologizes and he says that he was selfish and that he's thankful. He thanks her for, what she's done. So that was nice. I loved seeing them riding their horses and laughing and having fun. And then at the bridge, that conversation that they had of Lucas not being at the graduation and just having Nathan and Allie have their moment. I have to say that I love seeing Elizabeth laughing and giddy and being playful. It's like she is hopeful for what's to come. We really don't know what that is, and the character doesn't fully know either, but she's like hopeful. I really like that scene. Robert speaks at the podium and he says, I'm not gonna speak by myself. I wanna have the kids here with me, that we're better together. And they sing a song for Elizabeth. And it was so sweet. I loved it. I didn't expect it, so I was surprised as well. And you can see in Elizabeth's face that she was so happy, she was so proud, she was beaming. The kids finished singing Robert Says Goodbye. Oh, my heart. Cooper, who is Joseph Canfield's son, he touches Robert's shoulder, like, good job, like, you did it. Oh, it was such a great moment. This scene between Clara and Jessie was heartbreaking yet amazing. So Clara confronts Jessie about him withdrawing all of their savings. So you can see the anger and frustration in Clara, and she's heartbroken because she didn't expect this to happen from Jessie. His face is like, what's he going to do? Aaron and Eva were so great in this scene, and they portrayed it with such honesty and authenticity. I mean, wow. Elizabeth wore her dress and she was really giddy as well and excited that she was there. So there are my favorite moments from episode 5, What the Heart Wants. And now in the comments, let me know if you have a favorite moment from episode 5. I would love to know. I appreciate you watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. God bless. Bye.